Welcome back, everybody. This is Odysseus, and you are watching the Arkham Horror Campaign video series, game number 3, and we're about to start turn number 4. At the end of turn number 3, by the end of turn number 3, the investigators had had a pretty rotten turn of luck. Well, let's see what we can do to turn that around. First things first, as always, we're moving the first player marker from Skids, and we'll move it over to Wilson Richards. Now, we do have an environment in play that says at the beginning of the environment turn, or beginning of the upkeep, we roll a dice, and then we roll a 1, bad things are going to happen. So, oh my goodness, we roll a 1 right off the bat. Okay, that means terror level is going to go up by 1, and we lose an ally. Alright, and the ally that we lose will be a Duke. Alright. So Duke is out of the game. That's horrible for losing an ally. Terror level has increased, which also means that we add a token to the Innsmouth Uprising track. Alright, well, that is not good. We were planning on trying to keep that down. Okay, that is not bueno. Alright. Well, that's the beginning of the upkeep step. Let's see what we got going on over here with Wilson Richards. Now, he is delayed in the City of the Great Race. Not lucky to get sucked through there, but you know what we're going to do? Well, first we're going to refresh our motorcycle. We're not going to be able to use that while we're in the other world. He is sort of set. I am going to... He's got +4 to combat with his shotgun, so he's sort of set there, I think. His will at a 2, he's got an extra clue token. He does have effectively 4 clue tokens. If he gets lucky, he might be able to seal that gate. I still think, though, that we're going to work on getting all the gates off the board. That's actually pretty feasible for us to do at this point, perhaps more feasible than winning by sealing 6 gates, especially since the Ancient One's special ability by having Elder Signs giving us penalties. That actually might be a better way to win this game. Alright, so we're going to leave Wilson Richards where he is. He's got at least a couple of turns before he has to worry about getting his fight up to a 4 so he can seal the gate, or enclose the gate. So I think he's pretty happy. You know what? We're going to take his speed and sneak. We're going to make it even at a 3 and 3, and because he can adjust his stats to whatever he wants them to be, and he gets +2 to luck checks. So, and you know what? We're going to put his luck to a 2 and his lore to a 3. Now, just in case he finds something out here he needs a lore check for. Alright, that's going to do it for Wilson Richards. Well, let's do this for Roland Banks. Roland is in the street during the upkeep phase, so he's going to roll a dice for... Oh, actually, he gets to roll 2 dice. Because of his criminal background, that you may roll the die for the ability, you may re-roll it. Okay, so we're going to roll 1 and see if we like it. And we're going to roll a 1, which is horrible. That means we're arrested. We're not going to do that. We're going to roll another one. And this time we roll a 6. Much better. That will mean that we get a unique item. So we're going to draw a unique item and see. Oh great, a mission. This isn't at all what we wanted, but let's see what we got here. This is walking the ley lines. We have to sacrifice gate trophies to accomplish this mission. Closes all the gates, which is pretty handy, but probably not going to be something we're going to end up doing. So we're going to just put that mission down here and sort of ignore it. Not going to have anything to do with that, probably. Well, that didn't help his situation. He is considering just staying here in the streets and fighting this monster this turn. His funky little ally creature dude gives him +1 to will checks. His cross gives him +1 to horror checks. So you know what? We're going to up his fight. His fight's going to go up to a 4. Gives him a will of 2. +2 will be a 4. He gets 2 dice. He can afford to take the sanity hit if he has to. Yeah, we're going to stay here and combat that creature and not worry about that. I do believe that's good. Poor Kate Winthrop. Man, not good. We're going to refresh our spells. And we're going to take our one focus and lower down our speed and try to up our sneak. We're going to try one more time to sneak by these monsters. The question is, where are we going? I guess we're still going to proceed back to the original plan of going back to the gate. We probably should have done that anyway last time. Now that I've rethought my position, stepping up to the gate and fighting that ghost with her cursed sphere and just closing it without a plan to seal it, I think that may be the right thing to do here. Alright, so we have used her focus and we like where everything else is for her. Move over to Skid's O'Toole, who will be coming out of the other world, Lost Carcosa, where there are no monsters at the woods right now. So he's going to plan on closing that gate and getting a gate trophy. I think that's probably the right thing for him to do this turn. We are going to up his fight. His focus is a 2. So we're going to up his fight all the way to 5. That will give him the best chance of closing that gate. Plus he has a +1 from his skill. I'll give him 6 dice, -2 for the difficulty. I'll give him 4 dice to try to close it on the first shot, and I think that's going to be pretty good. Alright, I think that's going to do it for the upkeep step in turn number 4. Okay, here we are, ready to do the movement phase in turn number 4. This is going to be an interesting one again, sort of like turn number 3. We're going to start with Wilson Richards, who is delayed. All he gets to do is stand up, so that was easy. Then we're going to move to Roland Banks. Now, Roland Banks has decided he's not going to move. He's just going to stay here and battle this creature. So the first thing we got to do is make a horror check, and the horror check here is a -2. So, he has a will of 2, his allies giving him +1, and the cross gives him a +1 on horror checks. So, that's going to be a net result of 2 dice. Trying to pass this. Let's see if we can have a little luck to come our way now. Oh look, we've actually got a little luck. Good. We will have 1 success, enough not to take any sanity hit. So, we're now ready to do the combat. Now this particular creature has a -1 combat modifier, and he has overwhelming 1, so we're going to take at least 1 point of damage. Combat modifier of -1. Let's see what our situation is here. We have 4 in our fight. We have 3 from our knife, and no other modifiers relationships, so that's going to give me 7 for my fight. -1 for the modifier is going to be 6 dice. So we're going to gather together 6 dice here. We have to hit him twice. Alright. Here we go. And we get 1 success. No more successes. A bunch of 1s and 2s and 3s. Alright. So we don't really want to take the hit, so we're throwing in the clues. Here we go. Need another dice. Alright. We roll a 3. Still no good. Throwing in the clues. We're committed to the path now. Here we go. Another dice. Come on. There is a 4. Still not enough. Throwing in the clues. Alright. There we go. Throw it into the box. And get another dice. Man, he needs 1 more hit. And he rolls a 1. Oh my goodness. We're really running out of luck here. Throwing in another clue. Bouncing it out there. Alright. 1 more dice. Okay, we're running out of opportunities here. Come on, roll it. There we go. Finally get that second hit. Whew. That was a tough monster for him to fight. It does have overwhelming 1, so we're still going to take a point of damage. Set that off to the side for a second. We do claim the monster trophy. That's 2 points of monster. It's pretty good. Alright. And that takes 1 off of the monster limit. Well, that was a little rough. We've taken 4 of his 5 clues to beat that monster. That was really rough. But we are in the streets and we can do some more larceny next turn, so that might work out for us. Alright. Now, over to Kate, who's got a really tough turn again. So what we're going to do with her is we're going to try this evade thing again. We've got a 1 higher sneak, so this might work for her better than it did last time. We're going to cross our fingers. So we're going to start with casting again Shroud of Shadow, and we're going to only take 1 sanity this time. That will give her +2. Well, first we have to successfully cast, I guess. That has a casting modifier of -1, which gives me 4 dice to try and cast this spell. So here comes our 4 dice. It's a really nice roll of 2 successes on this. And we roll no successes on this. Well, you know what? We're committed to it now. We've got to spin the clues and roll the dice. Here we go. Come on. Give me that. God, we are having horrible luck today. Throw 1 more clue in, grab 1 more dice. Come on. There we go. Finally get the casting on it. Only 1 success, but that does give me +2 on my sneak. With her 4 sneak gives me 6, -2 modifier. I should have specified which one we're going to go for. We will sneak past the Elder thing, the same order we did last time. So 4 dice to try to sneak past the Elder thing. Well, let's clear out the bin here and pull our 2 clues we had to use to sneak. Here we go. 4 dice. Come on, sneaking. Holy smokes. I don't believe it. 4 dice didn't make it. Alright, here come the clues. Man, we are just not being lucky. 1 dice. It's a horrible round of luck. I now rolled a 1. Last clue. Oh man, I hope this works. Uh-oh. Well, he threw it on the floor. We'll get that in a moment. Here comes our dice. Come on. There we go. 6. Whew. This is turning out to be a really rough turn. So she has evaded the Elder thing. Now she's going to cast the Mists of Ryla to automatically pass an evade check. But it's going to take a lot of dice here. I mean, got a 5 lore. With a -2 is going to give me 3 dice. I gotta hope we get a little bit lucky here. Alright, here we go. 3 dice into the cup. We haven't been lucky at all this turn. And there we go. Oh, and look, 2 successes. Which what that says on her Mystic Knight's relationship is, if you pass a spell check with 2 or more successes, the casting investigator may exhaust this card. If he does, you and your partner gain 1 sanity. Perfect. So we're going to do that to gain a sanity back. We need that. Now, Schizo Tool is not down any sanity, so it doesn't affect him. But that lets me automatically evade the last creature, and we're going to move into combat. Okay, well, hopefully we have used up all the bad luck, because I've got no more clues. So first things first, we're going to make a horror check. Okay, this is a -2 horror check. Her current will is a 2 with no way to modify that. So we're going to go ahead and take the 2 sanity loss from facing the ghost. Alright, just take that. And it has physical immunity, so I cannot use my Athame on it, but I will be using the Cursed Sphere. Now the Cursed Sphere gives me exhaust and spend 1 sanity or 1 stamina before making a combat check to gain 6 to that combat check. So we're going to do that. We're going to spend a stamina, which gives me +6 +2 is 8 on my fight, -3 is 5 dice, and I just have to hit it once. So here we go. Come on. Statistically, I've got this. Here we go. We're really hoping here. Got no way to re-roll this. Holy smokes, we finally made some luck here. A couple of successes. That's going to kill the ghost. And we'll claim that as a trophy. Getting 1 back on the monster limit. And, whew, after a couple of really rough turns, Kate Winthrop is finally at the witch's house, where she is hoping to have some success in the Dreamlands. Alright, well, now, that was a rough turn for her. Now we're doing Skids, and Skids is going to have his movement move back to the woods where the gate to Las Carcosa is. We're going to mark him as with an explored marker, so we know he can try to close that gate during the encounter phase. Alright. Whoo, doggies. That was rough. But here we are, now completed the movement phase in turn number 4. Alright, we're back here for the encounter phases in turn number 4. Now, there are no Arkham encounters except for Schizo Tool, because Roland is, well, let's just do this in order. Roland is in City of Great Race, which has no encounter. I'm sorry, that's not Roland, it's Wilson Richards is in the City of Great Race. Roland's in the streets, he'll have no encounter. Kate is at the gate and will step through to the Dreamlands. And that leaves Schizo Tool at the woods trying to close the gate to Las Carcosa. Alright, now he has a fight of 5, plus 1 from his skill gives him 6, minus 2 for the gate difficulty, and that will give him 4 dice. Alright, see if we can have a little more luck than we had during the movement phase. Here we go. Come on. We got it. Success and success. 2 successes will close the gate to the Las Carcosa. Alright, we're going to put our gate stand over here. There we go. Claim the gate as a trophy, and that is a circle symbol. So we will look for any circle symbols on the board. I think we have... Nope, that's a hex. Nope, no circle symbols for the creatures that are currently on the board. Oh, wait, no, that's a hex in the outskirts, so we're good there. Alright, well, and he does not have 5 clues. So he will not get to put a seal down there, but we have closed the first gate. Alright, we're going to take away his explored marker. That's irrelevant now. But now we have some encounters in the other world. So we'll start with Wilson Richards. He is the first player. He's at the City of the Great Race, and let's see what happens to him. Oh, here we go. City of the Great Race. The buzzing creature asks if you would prefer to see your past or your future. If you choose to view your past, the creature shows you a kaleidoscope of images from your life, many of which you had forgotten. Roll a die and gain that many clue tokens. Now that's awesome. If you choose to look at your future, take this card. At any time, instead of rolling for a skill check, you may discard this card to get 3 automatic successes on the skill check. That would be awesome to fight monsters, but you know what? We're going to actually take the clues. So, we're going to roll a die. Here we go. There's our die. We're going to put it in the cup and clear out our bowl here. And come on. Oh, it doesn't really matter how many we get. We got 5 clue tokens. That was awesome. So, we're going to gather ourselves a whole handful of clue tokens. That's 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very nicely done. Alright. Well, now he can actually seal the gate he's going to be coming back from. That will be pretty useful. Alright. The other world encounter is in the Dreamlands with Kate, and let's see what happens to her. Unknown Kadath, Plateau of Ling. Okay, the weight of the world presses down on you, lose 1 stamina. Well, not the most horrible thing in the world. Not great, but not horrible. She's got stamina that she can spare. Okay, that's going to wrap up the encounter phase in turn number 4. Alright, here we are ready to do the Mythos phase in turn number 4. Pretty rough turn so far for the heroes. We've had to use up a lot of our resources, but we're going to see if we can rally up here and maybe have a little bit better luck here in the Mythos phase. Here comes the draw. Footprints in the sand. Footprints on the shore. Headline, okay. We have a gate appear at the Devil Reef. Oh, too bad. That was 2 clues there. Alright, the gate is going to open, so we're going to go ahead and put a Doom token number 5 on the Doom track. And we're going to open up a gate to the Plateau of Ling, and that will appear here in Innsmouth. Getting rid of these 2 clues. Unfortunately, that's going to put some monsters up in Innsmouth. That's bad. Alright. It's not good for the uprising track. Let's go ahead and draw a monster for that gate. Let's get that done here out of our bag. We're going to reach deep. Maybe I can get a lucky draw on the monsters. Be something weak that we can go take on. No, of course. It is a formless spawn. Something very nasty. Alright. So we're going to put him in our little stand. And we will put him here. If he moves at all, he's going to step into the rift, and that will add another token to the Innsmouth uprising track. Not good. So, monsters moving, crescents and pluses. Alright, well, we do have a plus here. Alright, there we go. That one will move to the streets. This one is a hex. We're good there. Crescents and pluses. We do have a crescent here, and the crescents are moving on white. So crescent goes back to here. And we have a hex. No pluses. Okay. Skeleton jumps out there in front of Schizo Tool. Not very good either. Okay, clue will appear at Esoteric Order of Dagon, which it cannot because there's a gate there. So let's see what the event says. It seems that 2 monsters have come ashore in the Innsmouth shore streets. Great. More monsters up in Innsmouth. Gonna have to get a monster killer up there soon. Let's go ahead and draw a couple of monsters out of the bag. Come on, let's get lucky on some monster draws here. I've drawn 2 monsters here. Nope, we get a Dark Young, and oh, finally, something simple, a cultist. Alright, so we're going to grab a couple of stands here, and get these guys up there, onto the board. Alright. Again, unfortunately, we get a lot of monsters moving around in Innsmouth, and they eventually end up in the rifts, and the rifts are very bad because they start making the uprising go up. Lots of monsters in Innsmouth. Okay, guys, maybe Roland, you may have to head up there, since you're probably the only monster killer within reach. Yeah, probably. Alright, well, that does it for the Mythos phase. We have 5 Doom tokens on the Doom track, remembering that we have, let's see, it is Wilson's. If there are 6 or more Doom tokens on the Doom track, he will fail his personal job. And he probably is going to fail anyway, because he has to have $15, so he's probably going to end up failing his personal story. Alright, well, that's going to wrap it up for the Mythos phase of turn number 4. We'll see if the heroes can turn it around a little bit in turn number 5. Greetings, everybody. This is Odysseus, and welcome back to the Arkham Horror Campaign video series, game number 3. We're about to start turn number 5. Had a little bit of bad luck over the last couple of turns, but we're just about, I think, to turn some things around here. So we're going to begin every turn as usual with the moving of the first player marker. Back to Roland Banks, we will begin as first player. And we do have an environment in play that requires us to roll a dice at the beginning of every turn. If we roll a 1, we have nasty, not so good things happen. We did not roll a 1, so we will stay good for that. Alright, so I don't have to worry about the environment. We're going to, however, have to worry about what's going on the board. We're going to go ahead, since Roland Banks is in the streets at the beginning of the upkeep phase, we're going to have him roll a dice for his larceny. So we're going to do that here and see what he turns up with, and he will roll another 6. That is another unique item that he's going to get from his larceny. Affiliation with the Sheldon gang. Let's see what we get this time. 7 cryptical books of Hassan. Okay. Exhaust when spending instead of spending a sanity when casting a spell. That is pretty cool for Kate, but not so much for Roland. We're going to hold on to it, and maybe we'll be able to give it to Kate at some point.
as he's not casting spells and not really going to be that helpful. He is going to need to crank up his speed because he's planning on heading up to Innsmouth and starting to deal with the troubles going on up in Innsmouth. So we're going to move our speed from 2 to 4 with the +1 speed from his funky little ally there. That'll give him 6 possible movement, -1 for the tremors currently going on. We got these earthquakes, so slowing us down a little bit, so he's back to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 6, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I could actually end up in a fight up there in Innsmouth. We have to pick our battles, but I think he has one more point more focus he could possibly use to adjust his stuff. But I think he's actually pretty good with the rest of it. Yeah, he's going to leave that ride. Now, Kate is currently in the Dreamlands and has her spells to refresh and her items to refresh. Don't think she needs to adjust her stats. Yeah, we're probably pretty good on that. A little low on stamina and sanity, but we can deal with that when we get back. She's got lots of money. She can hopefully do some healing. Alright, so now we'll put us over to Skids O'Toole. What in the world are we going to do with him? Well, we're going to refresh our relationship. Let's get that taken care of. We ought to go get some items, I guess. He is on the verge of having enough clues to do something significant. He's got quite a bit of stealth if he needs to sneak by something. Yeah, okay, we're at 2 focus. We're going to lower our speed. Well, in the minimum of 3. 1, 2, 3. For him to go anywhere, really, he needs to be moving 3. Alright. So you know what we're going to do? I think we're going to sit for 1 turn and let that monster move away. Yeah, we're going to lower our speed down to 2. That's enough to read our understudy script. Increase our sneak up a little bit. And I think we're probably going to lower our fight down slightly. Don't have to worry about closing the gate. That'll be our using our 2 focus there. Alright, that's all we're going to need to do for him. Now, Wilson Richards, stuck in this great city, the Great Race, doesn't have to adjust anything. He is going to want to have a higher, well, he can adjust his stats to be whatever he needs them to be at the beginning of every turn. So he's going to probably leave his where they are. I think it's probably a good spot for him. Alright, I've got a real problem in Innsmouth because we have 3 tokens on the Innsmouth Uprising track. We have none on the Fed's raid. So we've got to get somebody up there who can start dropping some clues down and helping out with that situation. Otherwise, we're going to end up with dealing with lots of trouble up in Innsmouth. We've got a few clues on the board. Still think we got some options here, so we're not in dire circumstances yet. That is going to wrap up the upkeep phase in turn number 5. Okay, we are back for the movement phase in turn number 5, and Roland Banks is our first player. Miscounting on his movement, he has a 4 speed with +1 from his ally, gives him 5, -1 for the environment, so that's going to be 4 points of movement. So let's go ahead and get him up to Innsmouth. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. We're going to pay our $1. Ride the train. There's our $1. And 4. Or in this case, actually the bus, not the train. And that will be as far as he can get this turn. He'll have another turn where he can do some larceny in the streets. Now Kate has an easy move. She's just moving to space 2 at the Dreamlands. Skid's O'Toole is going to stay at the woods, and he's going to spend his 2 speed to read the Underscript Study. Exhaust and spend 2 movement points, make a will check -2. That was the one thing I forgot to do during the upkeep step. Let's, yeah, will check -2. We're going to have kept his speed where it was and use 1 more to go there. Yeah, this is a will check -2. Not a lore check -2. That's going to cause us to spin clues. Yeah, this is not high probability situations here. So you know what? We're actually not going to. We're going to have made those adjustments to our stats, but we're not going to read the Underscript Study. We have 0 dice. We'd have to spin clues to make it, and all we're going to get is clues. And it potentially causes us to lose a sanity. So we're not going to read the Underscript Study just yet. We'll wait 1 more turn. Alright, that leaves Wilson Richards, who is currently at Seat of the Great Race. We'll move to space 2. Some nice and easy movement phase. That wraps it up. Movement phase, turn number 5. Okay, we're back here for the encounter phases in turn number 5. Our first player is Roland Banks, and he is in the streets, so he will have no encounter. Kate Winthrop is in the other world, so we'll skip over her. We do have an encounter for Skids O'Toole over in the woods, and let's see what his encounter draw is. At the woods, you stealthily watch an old man place something in a hollow tree. Waiting for him to leave, you may reach in to retrieve the item. Make a luck check +0 if you wish to reach into the tree. If you pass, draw a common item. If you fail, something in the tree savages your hand and lose 1 stamina. Well, he's feeling a little lucky. He's got a luck of 3. So luck check +0 will be 3 dice. And let's see what we got here. And we get 442. Don't want to spend any clues. We're just going to take the stamina loss. Yeah. Something savages my hand. Nothing gained there. That would have been nice because he has a special ability, School of Hard Knocks. For every 1 he rolls, he can re-roll it with an extra die. He didn't roll any 1s, so that didn't help us at all. Alright, and that actually wraps it up for the Arkham encounters because Wilson Richards is also in another world. So we're going to swing back to Kate. She's currently in the Dreamlands, space number 2, and let's see what she has here. Alright, Plateau of Ling, Other. You can hear it breathing. Make a will check -1. If you fail, you scream in terror, giving yourself away. Lose 1 sanity and 2 stamina. Ooh. 2 stamina will be enough to send us into some serious trouble here. So, we're going to have to make a will check. What was it? Will check -1. And our will is currently a 2. That gives us 1 die. And we have no clues. I have no modifiers to will checks. I have modifiers to horror checks, but not to will checks. So, and the luck just doesn't keep falling our way, except it does. Look at that. We roll a 6. Oh, yes. That is mighty. We got really lucky there. Way to go, Kate. Alright. That takes care of Kate, and now we're going to do Wilson Richards in the second space of the City of the Great Race. Well, let's see what he gets. Dreamland. City of the Great Race. Here we go. Sometimes violence is the answer. Pass a fight check -1 to break free of your captors and return to Arkham. Oh, that's pretty nice. Interesting. There's no penalty for this. You won't be able to close and seal the gate. So it doesn't really matter whether we pass this or not, because we're already past the point where he can do the gate. So we'll just give it a shot. fight is a 2. And we have no other modifiers, but we will roll. It's a fight check -1, so we only get 1 die. Let me verify that. Fight check -1. Yes, fight check -1. We get 1 die. Alright. And we roll a 4, which is not a success. But we're going to go ahead, because it doesn't actually cost us anything, and use our Mythos lore to exhaust instead of spending a clue token. Let him roll 1 more die. Alright. And we rolled a 1 for no effect either. It's not worth spending any more clue tokens. We're going to hold on to that because it really won't help us to be there back in Arkham this turn. And there's no penalty for having failed that roll. Alright. Well, that wraps up the encounter phase. Nothing too horrible. Had a little bit of luck with Kate there. I think that's going to wrap it up. That for the encounter phases in turn number 5. Okay, here we are back for the Mythos phase in turn number 6. We'll see what we can have going on now. Alright, here we draw. Miskatonic launches a new research ship headline, so there's no environment. That's good news. And we see down here, oh, no gates. Let's get the glare off the card here. No gates open up, but add 2 Doom tokens to the Doom track. Ah, that's not good. So we're going to take 2 Doom tokens and put it on the Doom track. That puts it at 7 on the Doom track, which is going to, for Wilson Richards, if there are 6 or more Doom tokens on the Ancient One's Doom track, place Too Little Too Late into play. So he has failed his personal story. Oh no! Too little too late. Wilson immediately discards all of his clue tokens. Oh my goodness. He has 8 clue tokens, and he just had to get rid of them all. That's horrible. Too little too late. Sorry, Wilson. Well, we're really back to our original plan now. He was planning on sealing a gate. Now we're just going to be closing a gate. Alright, and unfortunately for Kate, she has, for her personal story, if the Doom track has 6 or more Doom tokens on it, place This Is No Good in play. So, Kate can no longer spend clue tokens to add to skill checks made to close or seal gates. Alright, well, another setback for the party. Oh my goodness. We are just not doing well. Alright, well, keep on trudging along. So we got no gates, but we do have monsters that move. Squares, diamonds, and circles. Well, let's start down here. We have a hex. We have a diamond. And the diamonds are moving on white, so diamond moves down to there. And squares. Squares are moving also on white. So we're having a little congregation of monsters down here on the south side. Looking up here, we have crescent, hex, and a plus. Well, that was a yellow monster anyway. Oops. Diamonds. Nope, hex. Good. Did not move into the void. Doesn't add another token to the uprising track. That's good. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. What's the event? Place 2 clue tokens in the river docks and a visited isle, as well as all aquatic locations and aquatic street areas on expansion game boards. Well, okay, that's pretty useful. Maybe that'll help us out a little bit. So we're going to get some of those clue tokens that Wilson had to throw away here. We're going to get to put those on the board. I actually have 3 clue tokens at the unvisited isle and 1 at the river docks. We're going to have 1 at this island, 1 at Falcon Point, and 1 at the Innsmouth shore. Alright. And I believe that there are no other river aquatic locations. Well, no. Factory District is listed as a water location. Alright, right on the canal, I see. Alright, that's going to give Roland a little bit more power up here, trying to fill up the Fed's raid track. He's got more clues he can work with anyway. That's pretty useful. Okay. Well, very unlucky for Wilson Richards. Lost a boatload of clues there. Still have some on the board, so we're going to have to see what we can do next turn to try to right this ship that is taking on some water. This is going to be a really tough battle, uphill battle from here on out. Alright, that wraps up turn number 5.